Welcome to video 2 about finding the area of triangles. Today our goals are to determine the length and of the base or height of a triangle when we're given its area, and also to solve real-world problems using the formula for area of a triangle. So to review, I want us to remember how we find the area of a triangle from our last video. Remember that we have the base, and the height has to be a side length or a dimension that is going to create a perpendicular set of lines or 90-degree angle. So for this one, it's going to be 5.7. They are trying to trick us and giving us this extra number. So we take the base, we multiply it by the height, and then divide by 2. So I have 6.6 times 5.7, and I'll divide by 2. Remember last video we talked about sometimes there are numbers that are easy to divide by 2 first. In this case, I can easily do 6.6 divided by 2. I know that that is 3.3. So now I can multiply that by 5.7. So I'm going to show my work over here just like I'm doing 33 times 57. 5 times 3, 5 times 3 plus 1, add that up. And remember that if there are 2 numbers behind the decimal in the problem, there should be 2 numbers behind the decimal in my answer. So the area of this triangle is 18.81, and it's miles, mi, squared. So there's my final answer for that. So let's talk about how would we find a missing dimension. So we can still use the same formula. Sometimes you're going to see it like this right here, but multiplying something by half is the same thing as dividing it by 2. So you're going to see me divide by 2 because to me that's easier to do. But we can use the formula and related equations to solve for our missing dimension. Okay, so what we would be trying to figure out here is 18 times, let's first write the formula. That's always the first step. Okay, they're telling us the area is 81. The base is 18. So 18 times some number, then divided by 2, is going to give us 81. Okay, so what I can do is I can divide 18 by 2 first. That's 9. And now I'm thinking about this. 9 times what gives me 81? Remember, I can solve with division. And the answer is that the height is 9. It's always a good idea to check. Okay, what I mean by check is to plug those numbers back into your formula. So 18 times 9 divided by 2, make sure that that does give you 81. I know that 18 divided by 2 is 9. 9 times 9, it does work out. For this one, I challenge you to go ahead and pause and see if you can set up the formula so that you're ready to solve, and if you feel comfortable, you can go ahead and try it. So for this one, same formula. I'm going to put this line here to remember that I'm going to be forming an equation to solve. So the area of the triangle is 384. My base is 32. I do not know my height. And remember, sometimes they give you one of your slanted sides, and we don't need that. They're trying to trick us. So I could go ahead and do 32 divided by 2. That's going to give me 16. And now I'm trying to figure out 16 times what would give me the height, 384. So I'm going to solve using my related equation of division. And that is going to give me my height. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to divide 384 by 16. 16 goes into 38 twice. That is 32. And I'm left with 6. Bring down. And 16 goes into 64 4 times exactly, because 4 times 16 is 64. So my height of my triangle is 24, and that's going to be in inches. And it's not squared because it's just one dimension. Again, if you wanted to check your work, always a wise choice. You can check to make sure that 32 times 24 divided by 2 does give you 384. Okay? Practice problem 2 is a real world scenario. So again, I challenge you to pause and see if you can solve it. Nina correctly calculated the area of a triangle to be 40 square yards. The area is 40 square yards. And we know we're talking about a triangle. So I'm going to write my formula. And I'm going to put 40 for area. In her calculation, she substituted 6 for h. So this time we don't know the base, but we do know, and these kind of look alike, so make sure you know this is b and this is 6. But we do know that the height is going to be 6. What did she substitute for b? So that's what we're looking for. I'm first going to divide here. And so b times 3 equals 40. So what does b have to be? So I'm going to take 40, divide it by 3. 3 goes into 4 once. I'm left with 1, bring down my 0. 3 goes into 10 3 times. And I'm going to actually keep getting 1. So my answer is, and I'm going to have to come over here because I ran out of room, the b equals 13 wholes and 1, there's your remainder, third, because I was dividing by 3. And that is yards. Okay? So before you leave, make sure you can determine the length of the base or height of a triangle given its area, and also make sure you know how to solve a real-world problem using the formula for the area of a triangle. Thanks for watching.